training life tightrope. Some people really struggle with, like, say, taking the recovery side of like getting everything balanced with training, and say taking downtime. Like, it's something that I've struggled with personally. I'm always like really, I'm wanting to do the big heavy lifts like all the time as much as I can, and I don't need to recover. I don't need as much recovery. Whereas it's something that I've had to work on and had to learn that actually that focusing on improving your recovery holistically is going to help you take more out of that kind of. It's just going to put more into that recovery bank account that you can take out at the other side. So it is a bit difficult sometimes. Like say for instance, let's have a look at a strongman training split. So say for instance somebody trains, they might do a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday split, weekend off, Wednesday off. In my head, that's ideally what I aim to do. But very often it's like I won't do quite as much as I wanted to on, say, a Tuesday for an external factor, and then I'll feel like I'll be playing catch up on Wednesday, and I should do it because I've got I've got the time to do it there. Whereas realistically, more recently, I'm trying to consciously hold myself accountable to, you know what, take that rest day, get yourself into, like, really focus on getting into a parasympathetic state, get yourself into that relaxation mode. Like, if you're going in and just doing a bit of training, even though you've reduced the volume, you've switched that nervous system on, you're getting yourself fired up, that kind of fight or flight thing. But it's just taken from your recovery account. So can you kind of do other stuff that's contributing to that recovery bank account? So stuff like, say, like I value nowadays, like, a lot more now. Like, I've learned to do it better is like going out for a walk with the dog. I've got a dog recently because just to help me just relax a little bit more. Like going out with my daughter, going out with my family, going meeting my friends and stuff. Like now, like because I am so, and people listening to this might be able to hopefully be able to relate. Like, you're so immersed in this thing that you want to be the best that you can be, that you need to kind of flip the switch and get rather than feeling like your rest time, or like, say, your rest days, you're disengaging from everything. Don't get me wrong, that might work for some people, but for me it doesn't. Like, I need to keep constantly engaged. So for me, it works better to think about resting as training, and actually thinking, right, my Thursday and Friday sessions are going to be so much better. I'm going to be able to take so much more out of them if I do this and this on Wednesday. If I go to this and I stay chilled out and I resist the urge to go and do something after, go and like I'm actually trying to stay relaxed. I'm trying to keep my heart rate down over the course of the day. I'm trying to reduce, like extrinsic stresses and stuff like that. That's something that I've got a lot better at. Like in the last couple of years, that has drastically improved my training. It's been like doing the extreme rather than just be like, right, I'm not training now because I'm working or whatever, and then working and doing your other stuff, you kind of on or off. Like, for me, just being constantly on and being like, right, well, what can I do when I'm working, or what can I do with my work? What can I do with my schedule to make sure that I can that it's going to be contributing to my training? So doing stuff like, say working on productivity, like changing my business model, changing my working hours, like doing all this kind of stuff to contribute to the big picture of improving the training, and actually to reduce the extrinsic stress. Because inevitably we're going to have things in life that we can't control, that just seemingly turn up. So the things that we can control, like if you want to be maximizing what you can do in training and your development as an athlete, then we need to be all the stuff that you can control. We need to be definitely getting better at you need to get better at controlling these and minimizing the disruption that they cause. Like just simple stresses. So a big thing that I think about, like a lot of people think about, a lot of people say to me, like, oh, you're so disciplined, like, oh, you're always training, you're always posting this up, it doesn't matter if you feel rubbish, you're still going to train and stuff. Like, you've got amazing discipline. Whereas for me, like, I'm anti-discipline. Like, my mindset, I've always struggled with discipline. Like, I've always, like, it takes me back to being at school and being told what to do. Well, like, if I get like told what to do, like, it just, I don't know, it has like a negative connotation for me personally in my experiences. So I just, like, it just disengages me. So for me, like, discipline is like that. So for me, I had to make the conscious decision about like willpower and discipline, about how I can remove that from the equation. So for me, like I just set up like a logical thing, like a logical framework for my training years ago that I just committed to. Like I said to myself, right, well, you want to do this, this, and this. You have these goals. To do that, you need to be hitting these processes. Like this is the layout. It's going to take ages to get there, but the only way you're going to do it is if you hit these, no matter what. You can't be just turn up when you feel like it. And I'm like, I committed to that years ago. So it doesn't matter how I feel. I turn up. Like it doesn't matter that like people are, I feel great today, or I feel rubbish today, or back so bit, so I'm not going to go to like. For me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatsoever. Like feel good, bad, or indifferent doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I just turn up because that's what I do, like a robot. And I'm just trying to explain what's worked for me and my mindset. Like I'm not preaching this and saying that everybody should be like that, because it does have its drawbacks. Like there's been some tough times in the last few years where really I should have had some time. I should have had some time off, but I just didn't because I've just made myself into this kind of like kind of robot in terms of what it is in terms of training. You know, like times where I competed in India in 2019. I flew back on Sunday afternoon. I've been competing the Saturday and Sunday, and then the day that I landed on Manchester, I went straight to the gym to do my speed deadlifts. Like it was ridiculous looking back. Like there been times when Elsie was born, soon after that, or soon before that. But when Elsie was born and there were complications, like Molly was ill and the baby was ill, and they had to keep her in for a week or whatever, and like not knowing whether Elsie was going to get better, was obviously really, really challenging. But like when I left the hospital, when I got told to leave the hospital, I had to leave Molly, leave the baby. There was nothing else that I could do until I could go back to visit them again. Like I went to the gym. Like, and not because of the fun, because I enjoyed going to the gym. Like actually, it was the last thing that I wanted to do, but I'd programmed myself to do that, and just to not even think about it. It wasn't like should I, shouldn't I? So yeah, so a bit of an insight into what I've done and what's worked for me. But because of that, and because I've got that mindset, like there's certain things that it's allowed me to achieve certain things that I wouldn't have done if I didn't have that mindset. So I am very grateful that I've been able to do that. But just be aware that it's not necessarily the gold standard. It's not what everybody should be trying to do. Like context is key, and what I've said might work for some people, but let me know how you get on.